Oldies and Goodies here. I'm going to do a $25 penny roll box coin roll hunt. And I got almost a 50-50 here of machine rolled and customer wrap. So I did not look for any enders because it really doesn't matter if it's a weedy or not. I'm going to be going through the whole box. And as I find stuff, I'll turn back on and show you that particular row and where we're at. But as you see, there's actually 24 rows of the machine wrapped and 26 rows of the customer wrapped. So let's get with it. Coin roll hunting, Oldies and Goodies style. Thank you. So, second clip. Went through all the customer wrap rows. As you see, bank wrap rows, that's my second half of the box. There's 26 rows of customer wrap rows. So I went through them first. I've got $2, almost $2.50 in copper. And I used to save copper, or at least I did up until I got laid up out of work, and I ended up having to cash them in around November, December, because I was out for like 8 months. I went back to work February, March, etc. And I needed the money, and I had like, between all the Canadian copper pennies, which I also turned in, I mean, it's liquidable. They're worth a penny. You can get rid of them real quick. Close to $500 worth of copper pennies. Now this is my first box since getting rid of all my pennies. So this is my first coin roll hunt of this season of 2018. And then over here, I don't want to bore you, but those are going back to the bank. There's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 23 rows of zinc pennies that are no good after going through them. And of course, no 2018s. So I have not seen one yet in change, let alone this box. Maybe there might be some in the customer wrap rows. I don't know. They all look circulated. So getting down to the fines, Amanda, I need your help. For scoring, okay, and hopefully, let's see, can you actually see them? There you go. Not really. 65, these are Canadian, 60, 65, 69, 73, 79, 82, and 83. 83 is pretty decent shape. That's a keeper. The Canadians, I don't know, maybe I'll save them again as copper. Those are copper. I know I lost a few points coin card with some of these Canadians, but hey, I'd like to see how the points came out. And then I had 288s. Those are in AU, really nice, brilliant shape, but they're circulated. 91, 93, and 98. And then there's 299 there. Both of those coins are really nice shape too as well. Those are definitely keepers. For somebody else's collection. My collection is almost full. I think I need 6 coins, and they're King George V. Kind of rare dates. But total overall 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 Canadian pennies. Now for the wheats. Yeah, it's not looking too good on wheats. Usually you get about 12 a box. We'll see about the bank wrap rows. But I did get an old 29, 37, 44, and a 52D. Regular wheat pennies, like no big deal. And then you got the 2009. These are all Philadelphia, of course. Very seldom do I find Denver's. But when I do, I keep these two. 2 early years, 3 formative years, 3 professional life year coins, and 3 presidential. So, pretty good mix up there. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 coins there. Of course, that's only 11 points. Need some more wheat pennies to get the points anyways. And then this here is just extra fine to better condition uncirculated coins that I keep, just like I do with the Canadian. And I'll show you that later. I keep them in tubes. And then if anybody needs a particular date, I'm not going to give them a brown, raggedy, scratched up, dinged coin. They're going to be out of the collection that I'm saving. I mean, they're not brain uncirculated type deal, you know, mint, but they make great fillers for books, or great, you know, if that's what you're collecting, AU and extra fine, that's what you're doing. So, anyways, make a long story short, we're going to go to the even better coins. I got some surprises. This is a 1969 D, and if you look, it's an actual what do you call it, variety, because they polished the die right off, and the FG is gone completely. And there's not a lot of premium on it, but you can collect a whole row and sell them as a whole row. You'll get, you get a better price out of them. But of course, you want at least decent shape like this one is here. But that says no FG. It's a 1969D, and you'll find them commonly, but like I said, it has to have no FG visible. Even the slightest F or G showing, it's not considered no FG. This one here, this is my die crack. So I did get some errors, and I did get some varieties, and I'm using a magnifying, so let's see if we can do it. See if we can see this crack here. But at the and it's kind of a common. I've seen them on some of the channels. They show it. What the heck? There we go. It's like, let me get it up. Hold on, guys. I can't get any daylight here. Alright, here we go. See if I can. Oh, why does it keep blacking out? Anyway, right there at the corner of the building, bottom, the crack goes up, kind of diagonally up between the FG. Anyways, there is a crack there, as you see where I'm pointing to. And it goes up the coin. And then here, I don't save tone coins. I don't believe in tone coins, never have. But so there's a lot of demand for tone coins, especially the non-baked ones where they make them. But this has an awesome blue toning. This is a 1972. I'm going to look at it more carefully to see if there's any other things that might be, because 72 was the year of errors. Up the yin-yang, there was a ton of errors on the 72 double dies. So, but anyways, you can see the bluing, and it's on both sides of the coin. I'm not going to bother showing you the back side, but hey, it's a find. Now for the mother of all, well, okay, one of the what do you call it, varieties. Okay, and if you look, and I'll get it right as close as I can, the M is not touching the A. The A is in the center between the T's, so that tells me it's a wide AM, and this would be the third one I have found. I have 2 attributed, but and it's another 2000. There you go. I just wish it was in, like I said, unchanging color. you know, there's a zinc set, so we'll see how long that lasts in the case or protection. But it's a 2000. We'll show it again. Try to get the best. There you go. There you go. Anyways, woohoo! I found something good. So I can't say it was really bad, but at the same time, I usually find a lot more Canadian. Of course, I'm not done with the box, but as far as for customer wrap rows, we'll see what the 24 rows of bank wrap rows produces and see if it's any better. But I believe in the bank wrap rows. Alright guys, that's the second clip. We'll go to the third here in a while when I get the other 24 rows checked out. Thank you. Alright, third clip. I went through all the coins, the bank wrap rows, and I ended up with 5 rows of copper, where last batch was only 4 rows, which was you know, customer wrap rows. There we go. Losing my words here for a minute. And then 2 rows short of, you know, bank wrap rows. That's all zinc. That's going back to the bank. So there's 20 rows in the first part of customer wrap rows, and that's 18 rows of the bank wrap rows. Okay. Anyways, it makes sense. And we had less rows of the bank wrap rows. It was 24 compared to 26 rows, so it's only off by about that much, give or take. There's 1982s that I have to go through, and that's going to be on another clip after this, of weighing them out for zinc and copper and sorting them out by P and D, and that'll give us an idea overall. But that's what I do with my 1982s. I store them up and then I go through them all in one batch. Going for small dates, large dates, and P&D version. Of course, I don't expect to find a copper small date. That's supposed is a copper small date? Anyways, yeah, there's no sense in even looking for it, but it's worth a shot. And then Canadians, like I did the last time, there's a couple nice ones, but not as good as the last batch. 64, 274, a 79, 80, 83, 86, 91, and 99. And that's it for Canadian. There's 9 of them. I think I had 12. I had 12 on the first edition of this. Then I got a few wheat pennies, where I only had 4 last time. I have 6 now. 38 being the oldest, 2 44s, a 45, 51, and a 58D. Amanda, are you keeping score for me? I want to make sure I'm versus customer wrap rows compared to bank wrap rows, and an average box, because this is an average box. Of course, I only got 10 wheat pennies total. I usually get an average of 12, so just one of those boxes. And Canadian, I usually get like 20, 24, if not up to like 50, but the last Canadians I had, and these Canadians, this is 14, and what do they say, this is like 9, 20, what is that, 23? Yeah, 23, so pretty close to what a box of pennies you usually get. And then 2009, of course, all P's again, because I don't get D's very often, but early years, there was 3 of them. The formative years, there was 2. Professional, but of course, there's pretty much all of them except one is cruddy, but total of 6. And presidential, there's 2, so that's 8, 10, 11, 12, like 13 points right there. Woo-hoo! And then getting over here to red, extra fine or better, red, and then AU, extra fine, close to it, shiny, yeah. But anyways, there's 4 63s, a 68, a 68D, 69, 70, 73, and a 73D, 78, 75, 76, 77, 78, 4 80s, and an 81. Alright. That's all the ones I'm keeping for thing. I'm going to show that on the next clip. How I store them, or why I'm storing them. Mostly because there's some collectors out there that needs a nice 68. You know, not error coin, but you know, just something for their book. So thank you very much. We'll get on to clip 3 here in just a sec. Back in a flash. Okay, this is the final clip for this video. We're going to be talking about 1982 pennies, because there's 8 different varieties. That's of course counting the S proof variety, but there's 8 different coins that or 7 different coins they produced. Business strike, one being the 1982 Philadelphia copper, small and large date. Also, they get a zinc small and large date of 1982 Philadelphia. So what's that? 4 coins there. And then in Denver, they did small and large date zinc pennies. And then they only did the 1982 copper large date. But this year there was a big deal about somebody finding the 1982 small date in copper. And everybody gets that confused, not knowing what the difference is and thinking that he got an expensive coin. Well, this is how you can tell. You get a scale, small $8 scale. 10 PB sells them. You can get them on Amazon. That's where I got mine. And they're not much more than about $8, shipping and handling and something like that. And you separate it by the grams of what each coin weighs. And then you can go from there. So I'm gonna separate. I already started separating. This is my zinc pile. This is my copper pile. The zinc penny weighs 2.5, give or take. I gotta You do this in grams, and you can almost tell, but you know, without weighing it, you're not for sure. See, that one weighs 2.5, 5.5, 5.2, depending on you know overall content, and that's 3 grams. So these are the 1982 Philadelphia things. Nothing special about them, except for we have a variety. We have zinc 2.49, close enough to 2.50. So it could be off a little bit, 3.05, 3.02, 3.03. The copper 2.48. So I guess it would also depend on how worn out the coin is. The coating, copper coating, if it comes off, makes it a different weight. So, but normally rule of thumb 2.50 and 3.0. 3.05. Like I said, sometimes you can tell just by picking up, or even the sound. It goes clunk on the scale. Before you even weigh it up, when you put it on, it's clunk. Like that one wasn't. It was more of a tinny sound. And 2.50. But there's two. Also, there's other varieties, and they're called error varieties. One is on the large date zinc penny. Large date zinc penny is double die reverse. I think it's double die reverse. And then the small date copper, there's an error, and I think that's on the obverse. But don't quote me yet. I have to look. I haven't bothered with the errors anymore. I think I have one in my collection of both types. But yeah, it was quite a bit of 82, surprisingly. There's a couple nice, specimens that I might keep. But the copper, I guess I'm going to start keeping the copper after I go through looking for the errors on them. 3.07. That's a 3 for sure. That was a heavy one. 307. Zinc. Junk. Zinc. That was good. That was good. How long was that? Alright, this is probably boring to you, but this is what you gotta do if you want to do the 80s. I'm not sure. I think Quince Coins is going to do one so he can fill his book up. And he probably already has. With YouTube messing up the last week, I've lost a lot of notifications. So I have to go back and re-hit the bell several times. It's almost like it turns off after you turn it back on. And the same with subscriptions. Well, that settles it for the copper and zinc. Okay, I'll put the copper there, the zinc there, and a separate pile, all that. Now the thing I have to do with that, no, I'm not going to do that. That'll take too long for it. But now you got to separate the plain Philadelphia with the small date and large date variety. And then you can look for the error, or you just look for error on it anyways. So if you're trying to fill a book, you want to get the correct small date, large date. Which I don't understand the government changing out on a small and a large date, because they did it back in 1974, they did it in the 70s, they did it in the 1960s. Oh, they just like to change their dies or something, and something different. Now, you don't usually get very many D's. As you see, these are D's, and most of them are going to be copper. I don't know where all the zinc are. They must be hiding, but that's, there we go. There's copper. There's 1982D copper. Oh, good. I got a zinc. I need a zinc for my book, because I gave one away from what was in my book. I have to refill it now. Like I said, mostly copper. And of course, then you gotta look for a small date, large date, if there is any in here, because that's an error. And it's worth a lot of money, kind of like the 1943 copper. Worth a lot of money. Never should have been made. But usually one gets through. Somehow they find a copper plant it, and boom. Next thing you know, it's new. They said most of them are copper. So I got 2 Ds, which is pretty cool. And of course, I have to look to see small date, large date on them, and what they are. Now, in the where is it? Website, I'm gonna share a link, and I'm gonna put it in the description below. But this page right here will tell you everything about the 1982 without me boring you to death, so you can check it out yourself. It shows the images of the different varieties. And even on the left side, it's got some information on the 22D, the weak D, some controversial scents, repunchment marks, small dates, large dates. Let's see. And like I said, there's a difference between a small and a large. You're looking at the 2. And then if you go down here, you look at the actual. People look at the 2, and I usually look at the 8. Because the 8, the small date, is a smaller circumference on the top. But the 8 on the large date is almost equal to the one on the bottom, or bigger. But that's how I kind of tell. The 2, yeah, it's very distinct. This one's like a straight line up and down. Well, the small is kind of curved, kind of more complex. And this is a lot thicker. So there's that. And I also was said I was going to show you a couple things from that I use to store my pennies. Bring over here. And they're actual coin roll tubes. These are BCWs. But I don't know if you can read the writing on them. But right here is 2009 P&D, early days, formative years, pro. Now, when I fill a row up of the same exact variety, then I'll put it in a paper roll and just keep going, keep using this as a storage or organization. Same with the Wheaties. Starting out at 58D, we're working all the way down to about 1936 is as far as I go, because after that, or before that, you don't get very many of those wheat pennies in the rows. So I collect all the wheat pennies, and when I fill a roll up, I stopped sharing, so why is it still on? There we go. Now you can see it better. Anyways, like I said, it goes That, and then of course I keep all the copper. I bring it uncirculated. There's 1977D, nothing in it. There's a 78. Most of the extra find, you know, AU condition, if not, you know, pretty much uncirculated conditions coins. And that goes all the way back to 1959. So that's how I store and keep them. And like I said, when I make 50 coins out of them 1 year, I'll put it all on a roll. And anybody that needs a certain date penny that's in good shape that they can't find, I probably have it, you know. And then the other thing for saving money, maybe not, costing money. A lot of people like to do the Coinstar thing. If you like losing 12% of your money, I don't mind re-rolling them. As you see, everything was re-rolled as I went. But you can buy penny rolls on Amazon. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for this box because I've had it for a little over a year now. But it's a big box. I think there's 1,000 in there, or whatever that computes out to. But the bank will give you, they give you a bunch of crap. But they'll give you penny rolls, but if you're doing boxes of, you know, boxes of pennies, they're not going to give you that many penny rolls. But you can always ask, you know, a few penny rolls just to have them or extra. But I don't suggest going to Walmart and buying it there for $3 for a sorted bag of flip. So I would just go to Amazon, order yourself 500 to 1,000. If you're gonna do a lot of boxes, you know, I was doing average of a couple boxes a week because of my funding, you know, money wise and time wise, how much I had time to spend on going through. I know some people go through like 3 or 4 boxes in one day. Of course, I don't know how well they were doing for the error coins like I did tonight. But apparently the customer rep rolls were a little better this time than the bank rep rolls. So, but it still come out to be an average box. But that one error, the white amp, a couple errors, made it that much better for a box. Everybody, thank you. Have a good weekend. I'm going back to bed.